What's up, everyone? My name is Justin Eldridge. I'm here to discuss my career at S and the timeline from when I got my first shoe to my last shoe. S was always my favorite brand at the time. Medic Madi was a groundbreaking video. I never actually thought I would be having a shoe on this company, but kept my head down, had fun on my skateboard, and ended up at basically the right place at the right time. Because I was sponsored by Val Surf Skate Shop. This is a well-known skate shop out here in Southern California. One of the owners, Brandon Richards, gave my videotape to a lot of different companies. S is one of the companies that liked what they saw. So I, in turn, started getting flow from them. And then when Yeah Right came out, it kind of catapulted me into being actually on the team, getting to skate with all the people that were on the team, Costin, Rodrigo. At the time, I think it was Paul, Mikey, McCrank. There was just an insane lineup of people. Arto, I think, was still on at the time. One of the first things is my first ad, which was a surreal moment for me. Atiba shot it. In Yeah Right, I do a switch flip salad down LA High. We didn't get to shoot that actual, the try that I did it for the video, so Atiba and I went back and reshot it. I still can't believe it to this day that this is how I came out on this company, but like I said, very thankful for that to have happened and come out so good. But when you're working with the best, what can you expect? I was skating so much and you know, it just engulfed in what I was doing. So like I said, I was going out with Atiba and Scuba every week, every weekend, you know, a lot. And so we were getting a lot of footage. And the second ad that I'm looking at right now is a switch blunt on Belmont High, but from the kind of not the wrong way, but the other side of the rail that a lot of people didn't skate too much. I think Jason Dill might have skated it. So we'll fast forward to 2005. I mean, literally for me, this shit was all a blur in the sense of like, man, we did so much traveling, and this might be one of my favorite ads because I never really, this is the only time I've ever done this trick on a round handrail. It was a nollie half cab crook. I think in the photo I'm wearing Costin, I can't remember which model it was, but I'm wearing some Costins. And then the ads for the Excel Plus. Okay, so 2006, yeah, this was a crazy year for me. I think I turned pro for chocolate right around the same time that S got me a shoe or gave me a shoe. We did a board along with the shoe. Basically, S came to me, and it was funny at the time, S didn't have a vulcanized shoe. And I was actually dabbling in a little bit of skating Americas. And so I would spray paint the shoes. And I think I even had a couple ads in Americas, but they were just full black, spray painted white soles. Basically, we were like, okay, let's have your shoe be the first vulcanized shoe on S. So yeah, this was the first ad. This ad, nollie flip, backside nose grind, revert. That was at Milton Keynes. I mean, the shoe actually did super good. So they did a fuck ton of colors. Like, and I'm talking like, I got to design a bunch of them. Like I would go into Soltech multiple times a month and like go in and like do the next drop, do the next drop, do the next drop. But then I would come in and like, they would do the Europe colors and they would do different country colors that I didn't, they knew what the colors would sell in Europe. So I didn't really do that. I would come in, there'd be like bright pink and neon colors. So I didn't really do a lot of that, but they did really good. So I brought a couple colors that I had in my closet. This was like a royal blue. I always liked royal blue with the black. That's my first shoe. Here's another color. This was a super easy shoe to color block, so you could do like a lot of different kind of blocking with like in the stripe or, you know, the side panels or whatever, but this was like a black and yellow. Stoked on that with the yellow and black laces. This was another one. Super sick, tan and brown. If I'd see something at a store or like other shoes, I just like would then put it onto my shoe, which was super fun to do. One of my favorites, this was a full perforated, the whole shoe's perforated, and it's like a soft gray with like a purple inside. I actually ran this color on, I want to say, almost all my shoes. I just love the gray with the purple. I think it's a nice hit with the white sole. That's the colors I brought of that shoe, but there were so many colors. It was crazy. This is pretty funny. So this is 2007 now. So this is an ad campaign that we did. Basically, they called the whole team to Soltech and they had a meeting and they were like, okay, we're gonna do this ad campaign where you're gonna pick a place, basically anywhere in the world, pretty much. And then you're gonna go there and you're gonna skate it and you're gonna get an ad on something that you pick. I picked Hawaii. Probably could have picked somewhere like a little bit better for skating, but there's tons of spots in Hawaii. This is like this hubba in Hawaii. This was for my second shoe. So the second shoe is basically this shoe, but it's the mid version of it. And then I added a strap. Bad Boys. I don't know if you know that movie, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. He wore a pair of Nikes in that movie, and they were basically just like all black Nikes, and they had a strap over the front part of the laces. And I was just obsessed with them. I could never find them, but I just like loved the way they looked in that movie. So when they said that I could do a second shoe, I was like, okay, let's do a mid and let's do a strap on the front. It was a cool ad campaign. I had a lot of fun doing that. I skated for Stussy in the first part of my career, and at the time it was like Richard Mulder, Scott Johnston, Lance Mountain, Danny Montoya, Chad Tim. Stussy was getting ready to basically revamp their team, and Stussy approached me about basically being one of the only people that they kept on the team. You know, with Scott Johnston being on Chocolate, Richard Mulder, and just like all these people I looked up to, I really didn't feel comfortable with that. Like, even though, you know, obviously Stussy is crazy, I have morals and I respect the people that I was with. So when they came to me to do that, I wasn't into it. At that same time, S was starting their own clothing program. So basically they approached me and were like, would you want to be the face of this, you know, venture that we're going into? You can have your own line of clothes and you'll be, I think at the time it was just me, but then I think Bobby Warist was going to be the second one. I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm already on S. The shoes are there. I loved them. I loved the way they treated me. I loved the way they did stuff. Skater-owned company. It felt like for me that was the play. Especially I was getting into designing these shoes and stuff. So I'm like, man, if I can design my own clothes, that's fucking rad. So then I started doing all these ads, which is we're looking at here in 2007 of like basically just me modeling and shit, which is very uncomfortable for me at the time. It was rad. It was a cool experience. Got to design a bunch of my own clothes. Got super hyped on it. So that was cool. S was a very innovating brand. Soltech was a very innovating company. I remember at the time we got to they had their own lab where we would put on little balls, like filming a video game, and jump down stairs that had like this whole freaking like sensor strip at the bottom of the stairs, so you would see how much impact you would get, and like it was psycho science shit. So we were doing a lot of that at the time, and then during this 2007, the team was changing a lot. Costin went to Nike. A lot of people left, but then at the same time, we got a bunch of rad new people. I think Kale Nusky's still there. So we got Bobby Warist, Raymond Molinar, McCrank's still there. And then we got Silas, which was gnarly. Javier's still there. Danny Garcia, which ended up being, he was one of my favorite people, skaters, but then as a person, that guy was amazing. Still had PJ, and then Nyjah got on, which was crazy. And then Rodrigo, yeah, it was a crazy time. Basically, my shoe did really good. I had two different shoes at the time, the Theory 1 and then the Theory Mid. I loved the mid. I think I was skating the mid the most. So they kind of drew up a thinner version of the mid. and then we wanted to put the strap on a little bit higher, and I think I kind of wanted it to be more of like a style thing as opposed to like something that's like covering the laces. This is the Theory 1.5, and this honestly was probably one of the shoes I skated the most out of any one of them. It was super light. It had the support of a mid-top. The strap, like I said, it was more of like a style point thing, but you were able to take the strap off. I think maybe a couple shoes maybe had like a different color strap that could come with it, but you just had the option to be able to take the strap off, which I loved. This was one of my favorite shoes, loved it. This was also where I think probably from the Muska, where I introduced the stash pocket in the tongue. You know, to put your extra key. This shoe, this was like Rodrigo's favorite shoe. Kelly skated this shoe a grip. I know it wasn't because I'm like Eric Costin and they're skating it because they love my skating, which I was totally fine with. I was more humbled that like I helped design something that like all these dudes really love to skate, and I think this shoe did really good. And once again, I mean, we did so many different colors. I mean, this is like a mountain, kind of like a mountain boot. With the ripstop and the weatherproof leather. This is another one, bought a couple of them. I was a big like pant under the tongue guy, so I had them make the tongue longer than the shoe. Pretty much my favorite shoe. My last shoe, this shoe meant a lot. They all meant a lot to me in so many different ways, but this shoe meant a lot to me, and I'm actually super bummed because I only have one. This is the Theory 2.0. I wanted to do the design, and so I drew it up on a hotel napkin. Kind of just basically taking everything that's on this shoe and kind of taking it down and then putting it, you know, like putting a little ollie pad right here and kind of just smoothing out everything. Still a pointy toe, taking it from the last one. Like I said, it's basically a hybrid between these two with the tongue as well. Like this one I wanted to pop out, but this is just a straight tongue. And for this one, I had them, I don't know if you can see it, but basically cut the tongue so that it has a little place to sit. So without you even doing anything, it kind of sits up. And this is funny too, because this was right around the time that I started golfing. So my name is in the Titleist writing. That was rad for me because I was kind of getting into golf then, and to be able to actually, like, I can say that I really like designed this shoe. It means a lot to me. So yeah, just DM Kelly, you know, every day to get these things reissued, and we'll be able to see them back on the market and on people's feet doing rad kickflips. I could sit here forever and talk about this shit. This was a huge part of my life, and S was an amazing part of my life, and all the people I met. I mean, Tony Eviant, I have to shout out this, rest in peace. He was a team manager before Scuba was, and he was an amazing man, a human that definitely changed my life on some looking at life different and just being happy and enjoying it. And just for all the opportunities that S gave me, I can't thank him enough. And I you know, it was such a great ride. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening, and yeah, go skateboarding.